Hi, my name is Salem and I'm going to be showing you around this little piece of land in Raumati Beach, which I believe has huge potential as a reserve and as an ecological refuge as well. And I feel that I have a plan that would well, I guess it could kind of conserve a place in a way and enhance it and make it a real community and ecological asset. So why don't we start with the monarch butterfly tree, or rather, well, there's actually 5 of them. The eucalyptuses, which although we're in New Zealand and they're natives of Australia, these trees, which there are several of them, there's more over there, there's even a small one over here. And they're large, fast growing, typically used for timber and also hardwood, and they provide an excellent habitat for, I'm not sure if you can see them, it's the evening and they're sort of going to sleep, but there's a whole bunch of monarch butterflies up there, all with their wings closed. See, right there. And also up here. And let's have a look. Oh, there's a whole bundle here. So there you have it. Here is Raumati Beach's local butterfly tree. And it seems to be the only tree in this area, and I'm referring to more than this lovely patch of nature here. Nope, over, I'd say virtually all of Raumati Beach, there are no other trees that could fit the bill with this clump here. So I feel like this tree is very significant, and if it wasn't here, we wouldn't be able to keep such an amazing population of monarch butterflies. And in a way, I'd like to sort of call this area the exotic biome, as you will. So that would cover this nice clump of eucalyptuses here and the section of grass here, which I feel like is a space of immense potential, which leads you on to here, which basically looks like a patch of long grass. If you keep going through it, this area actually floods up in winter. So you can even see by all this buttercup growing on the ground here. I mean, buttercup, although it will grow quite well in dry places, it really takes over when areas flood up seasonally, as does here. And as you see, a couple of fairly small willow trees have popped up here. Also, we have some of our New Zealand native rush called wee wee. Yes, wee wee. It's a great name. And further along, past more of a wee wee, as you can see, it's this nice tall grass, a tall rush to be precise. We have some raupo. It's another New Zealand native, and it's basically, well, it's a bulrush. And as you can see, it's flowered. Here it is. The, I don't know. And yeah, it's a bulrush. And there's more of it over here, there's more raupo. And we've even got more of it, smaller variety over there. Sort of see. Other than that, it's a slowly regenerating wetland, but could definitely do with some more help. Especially because the ground raised up to this little mound over here. So it's basically been taken over by tree lucerne, which is quite a good, it's a legume, so it's a leguminous tree, so it's related to peas and beans, vaguely, and it adds nitrogen to soil. So although obviously it's, you know, not a treasured native plant or anything, it's incredibly useful to underplant. So that is, thin some of these branches off here perhaps, and then just simply underplant with plants that prefer shade and shelter to get established, and eventually they'll outgrow these trees. And of course we've got the magical blackberry, which this area along this little fence here, if you can sort of see it, used to be a path. That was only a couple of years ago, but this is the end of a road here basically, and it's all just blackberry. So, you know, this stuff spreads with a vengeance, but it's not too hard to get rid of. And getting back to the hill here, there's more, you guessed it, blackberry. Then we've got what basically looks like a demolition heap. But I feel like this is definitely a spot full of potential. So first of all, this is a very coastal area, and basically there aren't really many natural rocks to be found, but at the same time lizards do quite well in the rockier parts further south. So some of this concrete broken up, and obviously, you know, rubble like treated timber and some of the other kind of wire and all of that removed, will make an excellent habitat for our native skinks and lizards. And over here, these piles of sand and gravel, these will make an excellent habitat for a lot of coastal plants that naturally grow on sand dunes. And I mean, although this hill is actually a sand dune, this whole hill here, thing is that it's obviously had enough vegetation on it that's now stable. But as these small hills here, these act more like ford dunes. And even though we're well away from the sea, as you can see, you can't really see the sea, but you can sometimes hear it from here quite well when there isn't too much traffic. Yeah, here, these would be excellent. These function like sand dunes. Just need to weed them, and they've already contoured. They've got sheltered bits in amongst them, and they make an excellent habitat for coastal plants, and obviously all these birds feeding on all the fleabane and goosefoot seeds. And as you keep just going up here, you'll notice it's basically hemmed in by blackberry, a couple of small tree lucerne trees, and yeah, and basically more blackberry on that side as well. So you used to actually be able to walk up the hill here, and there's a little path right on the top of the hill, but currently you'd have to clear through some of that blackberry to get up here, so I'll turn back for now. But no, I feel like we could even possibly grow some real ford dune plants like our native spinifex and our golden sedge. But for now, and also even rock daisies. Seeing this little daisy here makes me think of how nice it would be of rock daisies. But anyway, moving on, and also could have some Molenbeekia complexia would grow well. As we head along, it's more blackberry, so that will have to definitely be taken care of. As you can see, it's a popular area. There's a fair few people about, and even though we're in lockdown currently, it's good to see that people are getting out and getting fresh air. So heading up here, I've got this tiny clump of bamboo. That's quite new actually, but that wouldn't be too hard to get rid of. We've got lupin, another good nitrogen fixer, and this one doesn't even grow that tall, so that's easily, you know, cut down, sort of made into mulch around the plants, help them get established. So here we are, we're at the southern end of the reserve. And as you can see, it's all path going up here. This will take you right through the middle of the natural dune hill here, which is basically the last sort of built on section of this particular sand dune. So of course a lot of these sand dunes are actually incredibly recent. I mean, even in the last 100 years or so, there's actually been quite a lot, you know, more, shall we say, sand dune coverage towards the coast. But recently we've had quite a lot of a problem with dune erosion. That's because you can sort of see that hill in distance, that's Cavity Island. And you can see how close, well you can't see the sea from here, but you can see our development just continues right out towards the coastline. There's quite a few big trees, so it doesn't look too bad, but yeah, there's only really a thin little seawall, and that's it from the houses and the sea. It's a bit of a shame, really. There's other sections on the coast have got healthy sand dunes. So we've got this nice hilltop here. And as you can see, more tree lucerne, which is ideal for underplanting. Also, there's a eucalyptus tree and a pine tree as well. And these should definitely be kept because they offer quite a lot of shelter. Because otherwise the wind just rips through here. Now, heading towards what would be a beautiful grove, so that we try not to look what's on the ground around here. So we've got some nice cracker trees here, karaka. And in fact, this one's actually the oldest one here. It's been around for quite a while. And all it needs is this little spindly tree lucerne cut away from it, because this tree lucerne hasn't got much life left in it. And the importance of karaka is that it's a native even though it's mainly native up north of the country, it's one of the few foods for the kiriru, which is our native wood pigeon. And so although the fruit has a really bad rap from this tree because dogs poison themselves on it, because although the outer bit of the actual fruit is technically edible, the inner seed is toxic. So you know, definitely when the dogs chew that, that's not so good. But I mean, again, it's not too many of them about, so it's really not too much of a problem. Now, I've got this again, a couple more pines, karakas, sort of framing this area you're in, and there used to actually be a path running through here, but as you can see, the blackberries just taken over yet again. And this bamboo clump, this is just the start of it. It used to be a lot smaller, but it's grown quite a lot in the last couple of years. But even then, it's not too bad. You see, we've got another eucalyptus. They half cut this down when the airport was complaining, because there used to be a few more tall trees around here, but they cut them down because apparently they're in a flight path. Although, let's face it, the aircraft generally don't fly too low around here, and they actually fly closer to a couple of the houses on the hill that you'll see when we get towards the end of here, which is for a later stage. But anyway, here we are, bamboo, and someone actually recently cut a path through here. This is all just completely overgrowing the path at this point. And I mean, walking through here, and sort of even see now, up on this hill, never used to be covered with bamboo. As you can see, it's a stump of a tree that used to be here. They cut that down recently. That's probably decades old. And this whole area used to be covered in shade by this macrocarpa here. As you can see by the trunk. Quite a big trunk at that. Basically all of this scrub here, tree lucerne, got some wattle right in front of us. You can see all the wattle seed, and sort of all of this, even at eucalyptus there, was never around when this macrocarpa was about. So all of this scrub has the same potential as the rest of it. It's quite open, prune a few of these branches back and you've got an ideal spot for planting that's nice and sheltered. And there's a butterfly tree, so we've made a loop around the reserve. And it's quite funny because when they cut that macrocarpa down, they left this dead eucalyptus. And I'm not kidding you, it's dead. So it's a weird inconsistency, but still nice to look at in a way, and the birds still roost on it sometimes. So I guess there's always a silver lining. It's a path we went down at first. If you see around here, up there's a hill we're talking about. It doesn't look like much, but if you compare it to here, it's actually still more in the way of a flight path, I reckon. Anyway, so as you see, we're actually all bounded by suburb on all sides really. Well, suburb, an old motel that's basically suburb, and a car park. So as you see, there's more of the eucalyptus trees here, and they shade the reserve from the northerly winds that come in. So that's a huge bonus. And down what used to be a driveway, it's pretty well overgrown. Similar kind of thing happening with, you know, with the trees that's overgrowing. And although these trees, you know, quite easy to, you know, they grow easily from seed, they get scattered around quite well. They're just a huge opportunity really. I mean, they don't break down too much. So you can see someone's chopped it away here. And just with a few cuts of loppers, turn into an excellent, you know, twiggy mulch. Helps keep in moisture over summer, and breaks down to give the trees nutrients. So basically we've pretty much made all our way around this reserve. So we've got what I like to call the exotic biome over here. We've got, I guess it's a wetland biome over there. So we've got this whole forest along the hill here. And then we can have the coastal garden on the rubble when we eventually get round to that. Which would be excellent if it ever did get round to it. But I mean, by reserve, I'm just talking hypothetically here. I think it's a huge opportunity, and this piece of landscape should be preserved. For it's, you know, one of the few last sort of wild places in Raumati Beach. So anyway, I'll just click off here. Thank you for watching. And I think this is an amazing place. Oh yes, and by the way, remember, please like and subscribe. That's all for today.